Without the greenhouse, it would be quite impossible really for us to get our season started on time. We've been using a greenhouse for the entire time that we've been farming on this property, but we actually had our greenhouse at an adjacent property down the road that we were farming at, and it was quite a lot of work hauling plants back and forth. So we set up a really temporary structure with poly that we were using for a while, and then we had this really generous grant that allowed us to get a much nicer structure, and so we were really excited to get a really beautiful permanent glass greenhouse that we could use for the long term. The size is 20 by 60 feet, and I think that has worked really well for us. Figuring out how to use the space most efficiently has been definitely something we've spent a lot of time on. We built kind of movable tables that we thought would be able to kind of maximize space, but also make it easy to flow through. And we wanted the space to be accessible for education. People come in here often with our school groups and others, so we wanted to make sure there's space for and seniors and anyone to get in. Irrigation is another thing. We set up an automated irrigation system, which was really easy to do because of the structure. The framing made it really easy to put those sprinklers on, but then fine-tuning that and making sure that all areas are watered well, because they, it heats a little differently on all different sides depending on where the sun's hitting. So it's so structurally sound, it's just so secure and beautiful. And solid. I think what we've been working with before was poly, and that could rip and is a much more kind of temporary space. So having something that's really solid, insulated from rodents, which is a problem we've encountered before, and then kind of really space efficient has been great. And also, I guess the other thing is just that it manages the heat fluctuations quite well. So BC Greenhouse's team put in vents and fans, exhaust fans for us to keep the air flowing. There's vents on the roof. So we're able to use it through the spring, and then when it gets too hot, we start putting things outside. But then in the fall, we also were able to use it to dry out our onions and cure things. So it could also be a dry and kind of space with great airflow. So we have the ability to get our plants started in January and February, which is really important so that we can get them in the ground in time to start our harvest in June. And then we also we're kind of playing around with and experimenting with a lot of season extensions. So we've been able to grow things all through the winter, just kind of more for fun, not for sale on the farm, like chard and lettuce and kale. But I mean, we know we could grow beets or carrots or all sorts of things through the winter if we wanted to push that. A Rocha is an international nonprofit. We focus on environmental care and restoration, and we're very place-based. So we're located all around the world. In our particular place here, our focus is on caring for the Little Campbell River, the Tataloo River and watershed. And so our programming on the whole, we do education, conservation science, and sustainable agriculture. So the farm specifically, we grow food for a CSA program, so people can sign up for weekly boxes of vegetables that they can pick up either in Vancouver or here at the farm. And that gives them the chance to eat seasonally, connect to the land, and find a way to care for the earth through their eating choices. We also teach a lot of people how to farm, so we do a lot of education. We have apprentices and interns and summer staff who come to learn how to farm in a regenerative way. And then we donate a lot of what we grow. So 30% of what we grow is donated to other partner organizations in the community. So feeding the community and teaching is kind of our primary focus here. Greenhouse definitely plays a role. I mean, it's a big gift to have this warm covered space on cold, rainy days. So we see kids coming in here often, but it's also, kids will walk through here to learn about how plants grow, what plants look like knowing, oh, this is what a pepper plant looks like before there's peppers on it, and this is what a tomato plant looks like, things like that. But sometimes they'll come in and pot their own things that they can take home with them, and just learn a lot about the plant life cycle, seeds, soil, all that stuff in this space. I think at the core, a core of our organization is inspiring hope to care for creation. So we look for ways that we can inspire people to take care of the earth in small ways in their life, and then we try to do that and model it here. Without